Hey everyone, this is Collapse and Protect. Today is part 2 of our Emperor HD-12 torture test. Part 1 was easy, just running 250 rounds of birdshot, buckshot, and slugs. But this test is going to start pushing this gun to its limits. It's a perfect day to do a torture test, and I found an ideal spot to start. This naturally flowing spring bed is an absolute nightmare for any firearm. The extremely fine silt sand mix will make just about any firearm choke up. I thought the Emperor looked pretty nice resting against this moss, so I figured it deserved a glamour shot before we began the abuse. We're going to top off the magazine for the Emperor and throw it in the mud. Now we're just going to flip it over and throw it right back in. Looks like it got a little bit of dirt in that action. The Emperor got dirty where it counts. The action opening definitely got the worst of it. Will it be able to cycle with that debris? Let's pick it up here, give it a few shakes, make sure there's no bore obstructions, and we'll see if it shoots. Yep, no problem. That was really some superficial junk. Not much actually made it into the action where it would cause any type of malfunction. So let's try again. This time we're not going to be as forgiving. Let's toss it into the pit and start dragging it around. This is really going to mix up all that silt, mud, and dirt, circulating it into the action, magazine tube, and pretty much everywhere else that matters. We're going to add on some globs of bigger debris just for good measure and keep rubbing dirt into this thing. Now we'll give it a few shakes to let it drain and make sure there are no barrel stoppages. Now at this point in the test, we're way beyond the reasonable usage for this shotgun. What scenario would you get this gun this filthy? Did you leave it submerged in a creek? Treat your guns right and they won't fail you. You should keep your shotgun lubed up and clean. The Emperor hasn't had any lube since its birth at the factory. All that oil is probably long gone by now. Yep, it still runs. Will it empty the whole mag? Yeah, no problem. Now, I did start to be able to feel all the silt and sand in the action. It was starting to get rough to pump this thing.
She's getting a little gritty here. Kind of hard to work the action. Nothing crazy, but you can hear it and you can feel it. Oh, she's getting gritty. Still going though.
So let's do this one last time and really get this thing gummed up. This is akin to being dragged across the bottom of a riverbed. At this point, we are just trying to kill it.
Oh, that's nasty. That is nasty. It's all in between the action bars. It's in the chamber. Oof. That's nasty. All right, can she do it? Look at that. It is in the action bars right there. If this thing runs, it's gonna be real sticky. All right. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, failure to feed. Okay, we got one in. So it shoots. Okay. Oh, we got another one in there. Okay. Oh. She doesn't want to come out there. There we go. Okay, little trouble, but it is, I don't know if you can see it in there, but it is just straight up water. There is just water and grit and dirt inside there. It's probably in the mag tube. So in the interest of giving this thing a fighting chance, we're gonna rinse it off because it's just full of grit. I mean, it's ridiculous how much crap is in here right now. Ooh, you hear that magazine tube filling up?
So now that the Emperor got a little rinse, just a few water bottles, no gun oil or anything to help it along. Will it keep running?
So what stopped this thing would most likely stop any shotgun. It's just a lot of grit and a lot of dirt rubbing literally on every control surface. So that's going to be difficult to overcome no matter the brand, no matter the make, no matter the quality. Let's see if she still runs after she's all cleaned off like she is. looks good. Let's keep going.
So the Emperor keeps running. As a reward, we'll let her rest again. The shotgun is starting to show some wear, scrapes, and scratches. The chamber is still pretty gritty, but it's workable. I just want to emphasize how crappy that silt mud is at the bottom of this spring. It's one of the worst things you could ever put into your gun. We're going to hose off the Emperor and move on to the next test. No lube is going to be applied to the gun whatsoever. For this test, we're going to let the gravel go to work on the Emperor. I tied a rope to the buttstock and pulled this thing around for a total distance of 300 meters. I didn't just drag it, but I whipped it around so that all sides of the gun would take a beating. All of the individual little shocks from the gravel should break any smaller parts like sights, trigger guards, safeties, cheek risers, if they have any weak spots.
No, it's all good. Don't mind me. Just covered in mud and dragging a shotgun on a gravel road. Nothing to see here.
Let's take a look at the damage. The Emperor definitely has some scarring now. The gravel was really unforgiving. You can see the rear ghost sight dug into the ground more than once, and the front sight did too. But they're both still there. Even the fiber optic is still securely seated. So let's go back out to the range and see if it still runs. This thing just keeps going. Did you see all that debris falling out from between the pump and the action bars? This is where the strength that comes along with having those dual action bars really becomes valuable. You can pump this thing as hard as you want to, as hard as you need to get it to cycle, even if it's all gummed up and you don't have to worry about it shearing and breaking the action. It's dirty, it's gritty, it's not as smooth as it was before, but it just doesn't seem to care. It keeps shooting.
So here's the crazy part of this, right? This thing's looking pretty ugly right now, and it's still shooting. That's more than we can say for the tripod that I tried to record this with. It's not even as durable as this shotgun, and I wasn't throwing it around or anything.
And with that, we're done with the second leg of this torture test. The Emperor is still cycling, still shooting, and is still fully operational, even after taking all of this abuse. Over the course of today's tests, we shot another 200 shells through the gun. That brings our total round count up to 450. I really didn't expect it to get this far, and I'm beyond excited to see where its breaking point is. So let me know what you think in the comments. Is it gonna make it to 500? Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, because ammo is expensive and we're going through more than I expected. We'll see you in the last leg of our torture test for the Emperor HD-12. Have fun and be safe.